She snapped her fingers at him, not to get his attention, but to remind him who she thought she was. She called him the worst waiter she had ever seen. She claimed she was a trainer and demanded special treatment. What she didn't know was this: by the end of the night, she wouldn't be celebrating anything. She would be crying on the phone, realizing she had just destroyed her own career. Back in 2015, I was working my way through nursing school, surviving on caffeine, late nights, and a waitressing job at a restaurant that didn't advertise at all. No social media, no flyers, nothing. This place lived and died by word of mouth, which meant one thing: reputation was everything. By that time, I'd been there long enough that management trusted me. I wasn't officially a trainer, but whenever a new waiter needed support, they paired them with me. That night, it was his first solo shift. He was older than me, quiet, polite, and painfully nervous. The kind of guy who double-checks every order because he genuinely doesn't want to mess up. You could see the pressure on his face, the fear of getting something wrong. I stayed close. I had a feeling he'd need help. I just didn't know how bad it was about to get. Not long into the shift, he rushed over to me, eyes wide, voice shaky. "They want something that's not on the menu," he whispered. "She says the other location makes it all the time." I could already tell who she was. The woman leading the table sat back in her chair like she owned the place, confident, loud, but not kindly. The kind of smile that dares you to say no. This should have been a teaching moment, telling him to stand his ground. But on your first night alone, that lesson usually ends in disaster. So I told him to check with the kitchen. If they said no, I'd handle it. The cooks agreed to make it. And that's when everything changed. That one yes flipped a switch. From that moment on, every time he returned to the table, the same woman had another demand. Extra changes, custom requests, special accommodations, one at a time, perfectly timed so he never caught his breath. No please, no thank you, just irritation, eye rolls, impatience. I watched his confidence collapse in real time. His hands started shaking. His smile turned forced. He apologized constantly for things that weren't his fault. I quietly stepped in, helping his other tables, refilling drinks, running food, because it was clear he was drowning and she was in.
I caught him in the back later. I told him gently that the table might not tip and that it wasn't his fault, but his eyes were glassy. He looked like a man reconsidering every life choice that brought him there. Then things got worse. The table had arrived late and stayed past closing. They were the last people in that section. That's when he came up to me again, barely holding it together. "They want to use multiple employee discounts," he said quietly. "How do I do that?" I froze. That's when the truth came out. The woman had spent the entire meal humiliating him. She told him she was a trainer at another location, said he was the worst waiter she had ever seen, mocked him, talked down to him, used her supposed position to intimidate him into compliance. She also claimed there were multiple birthdays at the table and demanded free cakes and the birthday song immediately. Something inside me went cold. Not loud, not explosive, just focused. Because here's the thing, any real trainer would know employee discounts can't be stacked, which meant she was lying, and lying badly.
I told him to prepare the cakes, but not to take them out yet. Then I went straight to my manager. Our managers were rare, the kind who actually protected their staff. I laid out everything: the bullying, the intimidation, the fake authority, the stacked discounts. He listened quietly. Then he smiled. Not a happy smile, the kind that says, "I've got this." "Go ahead," he said. "I'm making a phone call." I gathered everyone still in the building. Servers, hosts, even the dishwasher. I gave them the fastest explanation of their lives. Nobody hesitated. Everyone understood the assignment. Then I nodded to the shaken waiter. Let's drop the cakes. I gathered everyone still in the building. Servers, hosts, even the dishwasher. I gave them the fastest explanation of their lives. Nobody hesitated. Everyone understood the assignment. Then I nodded to the shaken waiter. Let's drop the cakes.
It was overwhelming. It was excessive. And it was intentional. While we were destroying eardrums, my manager was in the office on the phone. He'd called her restaurant manager, confirmed her employee number, explained her behavior in detail. The general manager was informed. When she finally asked about her employee discount, she didn't get one. Instead, she was handed the phone. I don't know what happened to her after that. Maybe she tried to get her job back. Maybe she didn't. But I do know this. That quiet, nervous waiter finished his shift. He wasn't fired. He wasn't humiliated. She was. And for once, the right person paid the price.